Hi, I'm Katrina Kellum, creator of the Smart Fitting Formula. Welcome to video 3 of the Pattern Fit Revolution. So in video 1, we talked about 3 myths that may be stopping you from creating a pattern that fits. Myth number 1 was that you have to draft a pattern from scratch and you have to be a pattern making expert. Myth number 2 was making a muslin or a test garment is a waste of time and money. And myth number 3 was you can make all alterations to the actual garment after it's sewn in your good fabric. And then in video 2, I went into a little more detail about myth number 2, which is making a muslin or a test garment is a waste of time and money. So if you haven't seen video 1 and 2, go watch it now and then come on back and look at video 3. Today in video 3, we're going to talk about the 5-step fitting process I use to create patterns that fit my curves. There are people who swear by drafting their patterns from scratch, plotting all the different points to create a pattern that fits their measurements. But even after you do all that, there's still a chance that the pattern may not fit. I learned that from experience. And if the instructions are based on the proportion of a dress form, there's a big possibility the pattern definitely won't fit unless your proportions match that of the dress form. Then what do? Then there are those who are strongly against making muslins, or they only work with knits to avoid making muslins because they believe that it's a waste of time and money. When actually a muslin can save you time and also save you from ruining your good fabric. And here's the thing, most of us sew to remove clothing limitations, right? You should have the freedom and ability to sew any fabric you want and not have to limit yourself to knits only or to any type of fabric. And lastly, some have decided to use the fit as you sew method while using their good fabric and hoping for the best. But if they need an alteration that can't be fixed after the garment is sewn together, they've just wasted their fabric, their money, and their time. At one time or another, I've done all 3 of these things, but there is a better way. My 5-step formula that has helped me create patterns that fit will give you a roadmap through the fitting process. By combining technology with a proven process that has worked for me over and over again, I'm going to put you on a path to creating a top pattern that fits so you can avoid unnecessary frustrations. So what does that proven step-by-step process look like? Well, here it is. Step 1, use a basic pattern. Stop trying to start your fitting journey with complicated pattern designs. Now I know the pattern is cute, but you're going to drive yourself crazy or give up altogether. There's no need for that if you start with something easy to sew with a basic design and focus on making it fit your curves. Then you can use your pattern that fits to then add easy design details, intermediate details, and eventually more advanced details. Step number 2, test your pattern. Oh no, here she goes again with that. Yes, test your pattern is another way of saying make a muslin. This is an important step for all the benefits I mentioned in video 2. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches just by making a muslin. Don't let a muslin stand between you and a pattern that fits. And please know, you don't need to make a muslin like you'd make a garment out of your good fabric. You don't need facings and hems. You don't need that for a muslin. Save that for the real thing. Step number 3, do the alterations on your pattern. Here's the not so fun but necessary part, altering your pattern. We know that most patterns are not going to fit right out of the envelope or right off the printer. But the goal here is not to have a boatload of complicated alterations that start out as an alteration but end up a total remake. We don't want to remake the pattern. We just want to make an easy adjustment here and there to make it fit our curves. Step number 4, retest your pattern. After you make all your alterations on your pattern, you want to make sure they work. Make another muslin just to double check the fit. If everything fits and feels good, you're ready to sew your top out of your good fabric. But if you need to make additional changes, it's okay because that's what the muslin is for. You can make the additional changes to your pattern and only make a third muslin if it's necessary. And that I'll leave up to you. If you don't need a third muslin, you can move on to your good fabric. And last but not least, step number 5, use your pattern as a sloper. Now you have a top pattern that fits. So what are you going to do? Buy another top pattern and start this fitting process over again? No, let's not do that. Let's take our pattern that fits and make more styles, more designs that will also fit. Because the foundation pattern you use to make more styles fits, all future patterns you create with it will also fit. Not only will this save you time, this will save you money. So those are the 5 steps I use, and you can use these 5 steps not just to fit a top pattern, but also a pants pattern, a skirt pattern, or a dress pattern. Now here's an easy way to remember each step. If you can remember the word SMART, you can remember each step. Step 1, start with a basic pattern. Step 2, make a muslin. Step 3, alter your pattern. Step 4, remake your muslin. And step 5, transfer your pattern to poster board to use as a sloper. Easy, right? I show you how to do each of these steps in detail in my online course, The Smart Fitting Formula. This course will show you how to create a top pattern that fits your curves, then show you how to use it to create more patterns that fit. It's the proven process I developed to fit my own patterns, and because it works for me, I want to share it with you. This is not something you're going to find in a free blog post or a YouTube video, because I created this based on how I've gone through the fitting process many times. And I take you through each step in detail. For example, I'll take you through the muslin making process step by step by showing you how to sew it as efficiently as possible and in what order, so you're not spending any extra time on that step. The Smart Fitting Formula has made things so much easier when I sit down to sew my garments in my good fabric. I can go straight through the sewing process without a lot of detours and hiccups because I've already worked out all the fitting kinks. And any additional styles I make from my top pattern are a breeze because I've already gone through the fitting process. So tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? Don't forget to let me know in the comments. And I know I sound like a broken record, but if you know anyone who would benefit from watching this video series, please share it with them. I'll see you in video 4.